Hi there, happy Monday. It's Fiona, the dragon lady here. And we're reading the cards today from four very magical dragons. They are all about your consciousness, they're all about you feeling, marrying your feelings and your thoughts so that you're accessing and you're amplifying exactly what you're wanting to manifest and create. So the four dragons that we have today, we have Seraphina, who's the top left. She's the golden dragon. She wants you to have the big picture, to really know what's going on. We have Tara, who's the sea green blue dragon, and she's here to help you flip things over and really see the opposite end of the scale. Like just let's not stay here. Let's go for what we really want. So whatever you're feeling now, she wants you to experience the opposite state of that. Then we have Raphael. Raphael is the dragon that is precisely here to do with focus. And the fun is about all of this that each week we have a theme. So it could be about the soul and the cosmos wants you to eradicate self-pity from your energy, or should they want you to, like this week with the focus is focus. So every single week there's something going on globally, there's something going on in the consciousness for women who are across the globe, who are here to do things differently, do things wildly, experimentally, be leaders. You are to raise your energy, and when you're in a certain area, a certain state, you're being seen and you're being asked to really eradicate certain low vibrations, things that don't see you moving forward. So this is what Raphael is going to teach us all about today. But basically there's a theme every single week, and this is about your focus. So each card that we pull today will always bring you back to your focus and be teaching you how you can refocus yourself, because 99% of the time we're not focused. Fourth dragon, ever such a pretty little bloom, who's always winking and kind of wanting you to be cheeky, unapologetic and just flourish. She's blooming marvellous, is our bloom. Anyway, these cards have kind of evolved over the last year as I've been reading them every single week, and they're on their road to me. I mean, they must be coming the long road because they're taking so long to come, but I can't wait to play with them. I can't wait to have them in my hands and dish them out and just let you know where they're available. So the cosmic energy this week is all about focus. It's really about the fact that humans, us, in the shell that we are in, wearing the masks that we wear, we have the impossible task of having to focus when we've got so much going on in our lives, when we're raising kids, when we're running a business, when we're running the house, when we're cooking dinners, washing dishes, sewing clothes, doing the garden, taking the dog for a walk, taking care of ourselves in whatever way that feels good. Focus. What are we focusing on? Most of the time there is no focus there whatsoever. And this is the message that the dragons want to bring us this week. So thank you very much if you chose a card. Let me tell you, because this is what I've been going through recently, is that it is all about, oh my God, I haven't been focusing on that. Why not? Because I didn't really know what I wanted. And this has been the same when I've managed then to sell houses or to buy houses or to be pointed in the right direction of a house. I haven't had that conversation with myself about what is it that we're actually wanting? What is it that we're actually focusing on? So with that, I'm just going to be asking Seraphina, what is the card number that's most going to talk to us about that? She keeps saying 3. Okay, so this is the card that she's choosing for us today. So this is card 3. Seraphina is the first one in the pack of 8 dragons, and this is what she wants us to know. It's an inside job. Well, yeah, of course it is. It's an inside job, and you hold all of the answers inside of you. Can you feel that you are discovering and remembering consciously who and why you are here? Finding again your very own intention is the part when you go on a journey to rediscover who you are at a soul level. It's like going on an adventure, ride on the inside of you and find out who you really are. Build a relationship with yourself and remember what gives you pleasure, what gives you joy, and what feelings you like the most. It's a rich experience, from being internal tourist You find your deepest intention. I was just on the course that I run, which is a course in practical magic, all about these cards, all about these messages. I was just doing the exercise of the intention. And I'm asking you the same question over and over and over so that you can just feel what the intention is that you have. Why are you here? Like, if you didn't have that, you wouldn't want to be here. So what is it that you really, really want? Beautiful, beautiful card. It's never just about material objects you collect and that you want to hold and own, which the world is full of, which you can be so attracted to. Instead, this is a remembering of the deep knowing of your intention, and this is your soul's intention for you. And as you tap into the sensations, you can enhance and grow in unfathomable ways. You just have no idea what's coming around the corner when your soul is helping to lead you. It's just like, I had no idea it's going to be that exciting. Woo! Once you have the feeling and you know what you're here for. You know who you are, you remember what you stand for, and you have access to the answers from source. So you're asking, please show me how to do that because I don't know how. Please show me where someone else is doing it so I can, like, right, okay, that's what you want from me. This is what happens to me all the time. So the book, the course in practical magic, I'm like, how do I market that? Like, how does that work? And they show you the very next step. And then they show you the very next step. So I've seen the application, I've written the book, I've edited the book. So it just all comes out in phases, you know. And then if you're going like, show me the quickest way that I can earn money, they will show you the ways to do that, like, so you can shortcut. So when you know it, you'll feel it. And this is your life purpose. It calls you relentlessly. It draws you closer. You feel driven by it because it's your soul purpose, your soul work, and what you came here for and what you were meant to do. It rests on your very life's foundations, your building blocks that allow you to create from your truth, your purity, your love, and it's way, way bigger than you. You've got so much more available to you and so much more that you can do with your life. That is just such a beautiful message from Serafina about this particular theme this week, about focus. So it's inside you. Yes, it is. Your soul is inside you. We're going to leverage up the way that you think, the way you feel, and the way that you communicate with your soul. And this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing in a course of practical magic. We're doing it in the Dragon Portal. We're doing it in the Midas Touch, where the Midas Touch is an incubator where I'm working really, really, really closely with you to clear all the blocks, to get everything out of the way. And what is it that you're thinking on? What is it you're focusing on? Because whatever you're thinking and focusing on, that's what's going to come to you. And if you're thinking on the bad stuff, if you're thinking on the negative stuff, I had an image at the weekend that the dragons showed me. So you know when people used to go down the mines and they had in front of them the pole with the canary in the cage, you know that one? So when they hit gas down the mines, the canary will go plop, fall off its thingy, and you go, oh, okay, gas masks on, quickly exit the mine because there's gas down here. Now imagine that you've got your own little canary on your shoulder or somewhere out in front of you. It can be whatever you want, it doesn't have to be a canary, but something that you really, really, really don't want to harm. But every time you kind of go, oh God, this is not working, I don't want this anymore, or start complaining, the canary goes, bloof. Like, it's just fallen off its perch, you've just killed it. Because it's like, oh, I've just killed my vibration, haven't I? Right, what was I thinking? How can I up-level that, and how can I accelerate this focus that I want? Because my thinking is getting in the way. Your thinking and your feeling have to be very, very married. And this is what I do with you when we talk about the Midas Touch. It's how you get the good life back on track. You've got the Midas Touch, like, yeah, everything's working out well for me. Right, those wonderful gospel singers. I digress, but I digress in the right direction. So Tara is the second card. She is the blue-green dragon, and she's all about how you can be here where you are with the dead canary, with the with whatever situation you're in, and you're just going, oh God, how do I sort that out? To where do you want to be? How can we get you refocused to where you want to be? So, oh, very, very quick. She said 6. 6, Fiona. We need to go to 6. So we're going to choose card number 6 today from Tara. So her card 6. All right. So card number 14 overall in the whole deck. Oh, isn't that perfect? Isn't that a perfect card? So the title of this card is There Are Huge Consequences to the Energy You Choose to Experience. Physical, mental, emotional, financial, and the very air around you changes when you decide what you want to focus on. Couldn't have picked a better one myself. Thank you, Tara. I met Tara on a beach, by the way. When I met Tara, I was having a conversation with her, like, okay, so thank you for coming. What are you here to teach me? What is it that's going forward here? There was a dog at the other side of the beach, and his owner had him on a lead like this, and he was like, oh, I want to go over there. I want to go over there. I want to go and see that woman. What's she doing? Anyway, eventually he slipped his collar and he bounded over the beach towards me, and he rolled over and he was having so much fun. And the owner's like, I'm so terribly sorry. So sorry. I don't know, he never does that. He's always normally really quiet on the beach. I'm like, yeah, it's okay. You kind of want to be in the energy of me and my dragon. So this is what Tara did that day, and the little dog just absolutely loved it. You know when you're in a good energy. Imagine your canary out in front of you again. And this is when you're in the park, you're walking, and then a dog runs up towards you and goes, like, it sees the love and it sees the excitement and it sees the expectation of you wanting something brilliant to happen. Can you imagine staying in that state? And this is what we work on in the Midas Touch. This is what we're working on when we're working on the good life. We're having you focused in really, really precisely so that you just don't let those thoughts in your head anymore, because they're scuppering all your plans. I digress again, but in the right way. There's huge consequences. Okay, so be curious and willing to graciously accept all that's coming your way. You have been given an opportunity to receive a message when you experience a feeling or a symptom rise up. There was something else that said, you don't need to search for your messages, for your intuition. The state of your finances, the state of your health, the state of your relationships, the state of your garden, they are your intuition. These are your messages. You don't need to search for them. There's messages all around you to tell you where you're off, or where that canary is just about to die. So allow this to flood into your body with the experience that it's there for. Listen closely to the message. Don't be frightened of the message if you think it's a sinister or a bad message, or not quite so as happy as I wanted it to be. There's a message in there. It's just reflecting back to you what's going on. So you might have an argument with your spouse or your partner or something like that, and you're like, oh, it's all their fault, it's all their fault. But you kind of go, hang on a second. What if some of this is coming from me? What if what if my partner is showing me, or my kids, like you divorce your partner, but somebody in your environment, your kids, your friends, will show you what exactly it is that you are holding on to that you can now get rid of. So there are huge consequences from what you choose to feel. Consequences that go in and have a knock-on effect on you physically, mentally, and the very chemicals and hormones that are released from that specific thought and feeling. Imagine the adrenaline, the insulin, the cortisol that are being released, and the knock-on effects to your hormones, to your thinking and the experiences. They're in your physical cells. From the feelings of fear, mistrust or anger, your state of energy is being read, and outer experiences are prepared to be matched to your inner workings. Then just imagine all the dopamine, serotonin, nitric oxide, oxytocin, and all the endorphins that are naturally being released when you feel loved, safe, enjoy, and the pleasures of life. Your state alters, your mind becomes focused, and your body feels alive and receptive. And again, you are being prepared to be matched to your inner working. These are the consequences of the frequency that you live in. If you have any questions about any of this, let me know. So this is exactly what we're working on when we work in the Dragon Portal, or when we work in the Midas Touch incubators, where I work with you for specifically 6 short weeks and really alter your energy massively so that you can actually move forward in leaps and bounds. Brilliant. The next dragon, Raphael. So we're going to talk about Raphael now. Raphael is there all about your focus. We're talking about focus this week, aren't we? Talking about the energy of focus, how you can really, really only focus on one thing at a time. Women are terrible for multitasking because we can, and we normally get away with it. We think that having a busy mind and multitasking and going from here and here and running 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 and doing so many things at the same time, we think that's a badge of honour, where actually it's really depleting the information that we can send out, that we can show the dragons or our soul or our guides what it is that we're really wanting, what it is that we're after. Don't, by the way, try and alter your necklace to be even when you're on the camera, because it's the other way around. So yes, your focus. Have you ever tried to focus on one thing? And all these courses are about practicing your focus, because our mind is so jittery and it's like just all over the place. Just imagine loads of fireworks going on, and was it 6,000 thoughts a minute? I mean, there's something that seems small. There's more than that. I mean, just imagine that what your mind has to process all the time. Isn't it better that we get our reticular activating system engaged, tell it what we're focusing on, so that it can alter the air around us, it can alter the world around us to bring to us what we're actually deciding to focus on. My genius is actually finding what it is that you want to focus on, and then helping you to rampage that up, helping you to get that on point. This is great. So, Raphael, which card would you like us to read today? Go to Raphael, go to Raphael. He wants us to read number 1. Raphael is like just your most favourite professor. He's so patient, and he's so caring, and he's so precise. If you talk about dotting the I's and crossing the T's, in other words, your focus, he's very, very strict, but kind. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's try again. Let's take it from a different angle. Try again. Let's try again. He's very determined that you get what you want. And he's showing you all the time, not quite it. That's not it. So he wants me to read card number 1. Single-minded focus makes your mind such a beautiful tool. Now, your mind can be a tool, a beautiful, beautiful creative tool, or it can be a wrecking ball. So this is an extraordinary, powerful time for you. Your thoughts will quickly be able to manifest for you with some laser focused action. There's a process that the dragons showed me that I have not seen anywhere else, like so many of the exercises that they gave me. They may seem similar, but then they've got these nuances and these textures within them that are very, very different. The one, how you laser focus, oh my word, it is so on point. And this is what I do with you when you come into the incubator for 6 weeks. And we really get very intimate with what it is that you're focusing on. And I really teach you how to. So be aware that your mind is taking in information that is still so irrelevant, chaotic, muddled and confused. And you are thinking far too much. This thinking stops you from getting what you want. Your creation will come faster with a mastered mind and laser focused on your feelings. Your mind is a beautiful tool and an asset when it is single-mindedly focused, laser focused. And that is your greatest power right now, to practice and trust this as your best practice. A single-minded laser focus over time gets easier and easier, and it gently stops the over-analysing, chaotic, over-rational, linear processing and busy thinking mind. The mind is a beautiful tool to be mastered, just like your body, giving you constant feedback and direction via your internal instinct feelings and becoming aware of all of your senses. You soon learn to read these easily through the barometer of your body. This is valuable intellectual information gathering, and it is directly responsible for averting many disasters. Wow, thank you very much, Raphael. Perfect, of course. Now we're going to go over to Bloom, because Bloom, she just wants you to radiate. She just wants you to be absolutely unapologetic for who you are. She just wants you to evolve, to flourish, to bloom. When I met her, she is this massive camellia bush that was just pink all over, just in full bloom she was. And she flowers twice a year, and you can see that she had never been cut. She'd never been tamed. She'd never been bonsaied. She'd never been hedged. And she's like the biggest camellia bush I've ever seen. And I just kept looking and just going, what is in there? And she was like, wouldn't you like to know? She's very, very cheeky. So Bloom, what card would you like that's going to take us into focus? Oh, right, okay. Number 7. Let's see what that's all about. Your new identity embodied fully. Okay, so this is going to be about how you embody your new identity. So you have an idea of who you want to become in the next phase of your life. You have an outline sketch of an idea, even an image, but have not yet moved even as little as 20% into your new identity and who you want to recognise yourself as being. This is going to take an aligned action, laser focused thoughts, and an alteration of your core energy to fully embody your new character and have that as your new identity when you reinvent yourself. It's easy to attach yourself to familiar personality and believe, well, that's me, that's my character. And you have to build for yourself that has worked for you and kept you alive so far in life. But the raw you, the you that you came in as, before all the rules, regulations, education, society accepted etiquettes and limitations were placed on you, still exists inside and is crying to come out. Your quest is to become that version of you. You have sought that version for yourself. You may have attempted to redesign yourself, paid a lot of attention to your body and your form and your desire to shift your weight, maybe your finances, or alter your relationships to be how you would prefer them to be and live a life you dream of. Yet after time, you resorted to slide back into your old familiar identity. Maybe just because you didn't know what it entailed to become that soul-dancing, satisfied, free as the wind version of you. Take a determined step into the new role and character as an actor would. Research your whole role and what makes you feel really ticky. What makes you tick, in other words. Why do you want to do this? Why must you do this? What are your passions, your beliefs, and your core values? Leave nothing unturned, leave nothing unchanced. See how you walk and dress and how you take your breakfast and your dinner, and explore all of who you love fully. So you determine your character's fuller identity. That is just a beautiful card, all about reinventing yourself, and so much about what we're here to do, especially if we're going through a tough time or a rough time or a boring time. It's like, what do I want? Who am I? What do I want to be? Who do I want to be around? How do I want to dress? How do I want to work? All these questions, sometimes they're so big, we haven't really allowed ourselves to sort of get into the detail of it. Raphael would say. Tara would say how we can look at it from a different perspective. And Sarah Vizina was like, what's your biggest picture? These cards every single week are here to help you understand what needs to happen for you to move into your new identity. And that's what we're doing in the Dragon Portal. And that's what we're doing in the Midas Touch. A 6-week, very, very specific, beautiful incubator where I can work really, really closely with you, feel what you're feeling, hear what you're saying, help you to sort of step up and do things in a different way so that you can actually bowl everyone over when you just turn up in a different place and people go, who are you? All right, so this is the end of the Dragon reading this week, all about your focus, all about who you are and who you want to be, marrying your thoughts and feelings so that you can get into the good life. You can get in and change your state once and for all. And you can step into that version of you that you keep talking about, but it's just not happening.